Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some cleaning and cooking motivation with you along with some food prep. So today what I want to get accomplished is to really kind of give my kitchen not a deep clean, but just like more than a surface clean like you do normally during the week. I want to focus on cleaning my appliances. So I want to make sure that I clean my fridge out because I will be going grocery shopping this weekend, and then I want to wipe down like the exterior of the fridge. I want to wipe down all of the countertops. We have quartz countertops and they're like a white sort of like speckled color, and I really love them, but the bad thing about them is that you can't really see when they're dirty. It hides the dirt really well, and so I want to kind of move everything out and give those a good wipe down. And then I also want to clean my stove. I don't think I'm gonna clean the oven today, but I definitely wanna clean the top of it off and then all the stainless steel parts of it. And then my lower cabinets, I wanna give those a good wipe down. So I wanna thank Wyman for sponsoring today's video. When they reached out to ask if I wanted to work with them, I automatically said yes because I have been using their cleaning products for years. If you're not familiar with them, they are a brand of specialty cleaning products, and you can get them basically anywhere. Around here they have them at Menards, Target, Walmart, basically any large retailer, but you can find them on Amazon as well. So let me just tell you what products I'm planning on using today. I am going to be using the new cabinet clean and shine. So it's a wood cleaner. After I clean the cabinets with the hardwood cleaner that they have, I'm going to dilute that in some hot water and just use a microfiber cloth to clean off my cabinets. I'm also going to be trying out their new oven and grill cleaner for the top of my stove, as well as their quartz clean and shine for my quartz countertops. And I'm also going to use their stainless steel wipes along with the microfiber cloth that comes with those. So I have actually used the stainless steel wipes before, and they are great. They're actually the best thing that I have found personally to clean my stainless steel with. They don't leave streaks or anything greasy or anything like that. They work fabulous. As far as the food prep, I do want to just clean out my refrigerator and see what is in there. If there's anything that I need to get cut up or prepped. I know that I have some meat in there that I need to vacuum seal and get into the freezer. And then I also have some ingredients for a stuffed pepper recipe that I wanted to make into a freezer meal. And so I'll be doing that as well. So come along with me and we'll see what we can get done. Okay, so we are going to start out this kitchen clean with me by using the oven and grill cleaner on the top of my stove. My stove is something that I try to clean at least every weekend, especially if I'm doing a lot of cooking. You can see here that I'm just spraying that cleaner and it foams up on the top of my stove. I've taken the stove apart and I'm actually putting all of the burners and the grates in the dishwasher to clean while I'm soaking this. And so you just want to spray that on there and let it sit for about 10 minutes before you try and clean it off. So for the grates, I just put those in the bottom rack of the dishwasher, and then for the gas burner elements, I put those in the top rack. And this is how I have been washing them for quite a while, and it works just fine. For the range hood, I did want to take down the screens or grates, in the top of the range hood and clean those out. So I'm just letting those soak in the sink with that oven and grill cleaner to let all of the grease soak off. So once that cleaner had a chance to sit on the range top for about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm just taking my razor blade tool and scraping all of the burned on food and gunk off the top of the stove. This oven and grill cleaner is seriously magic. I have never used anything so great to clean the top of my stove. I think this is honestly the cleanest that my stove has been since we've ever lived in this house, which is saying a lot. So I didn't mention before, but I will leave links to all of these cleaning products in the description box products below. You can get them on Amazon. I've actually ordered them there before, super easy. They get delivered to your house and you don't have to worry about going out and getting them. So to finish this up, I just scrubbed the range top with a little bit of hot water with a regular sponge, and then I'm just wiping it dry with a paper towel. The next step is just to use a hot microfiber cloth to make sure that I have everything all cleaned up, and then my last step will be to actually clean it with some glass cleaner. This is just something that I've always done to make sure that my stovetop is nice and clean and super streak free. Since I do have a black stovetop, it's really important to me to get all the streaks out and make that look as clean and shiny as possible. Next, I'm going to use the stainless steel wipes to clean off the stainless steel parts of my stove, along with the Wyman microfiber cloth. This works awesome. I seriously have never found anything that has cleaned my stainless steel appliances in my kitchen so well. So basically what you want to do is just use the wipes to wipe down the stainless steel. It will take any dust and fingerprints and dirt off of that, and then you just use the microfiber cloth that's dry to sort of buff out the stainless steel, and you can see how shiny it gets. So this is a look at my stove after it was done. You can see how shiny and streak free that is, and look at the top of that stainless steel. Oh, it's like gleaming in the light. I just love it. For the front of the stove, I'm basically going to do the same thing. So all of the stainless steel parts, I'm just using those Wyman stainless steel wipes, making sure that I get off any grease and gunk and fingerprints that is on there. And then again, going in with the dry microfiber cloth to buff that all out. So I really can't say enough good things about this product. I know that when we moved into this house and first got our stainless steel appliances, it was definitely a struggle to learn how to keep these clean. But if you have stainless steel appliances in your kitchen, I can't recommend these enough to get your stainless steel appliances shining and streak free. So I'm going to do the same thing with the knobs on my stove, since those are stainless steel as well. Just use the wipes and then buff them out with the dry cloth. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the knobs put back on the front of the stove. I'm really actually looking forward to trying this oven and grill cleaner in the actual oven. I think I'll be doing that here in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. I'll definitely show you guys. So same thing for the screens in my range hood. This oven and grill cleaner seriously made the grease and gunk come off of these like magic. I let it sit in the sink with that product sprayed on it for about 20 minutes, and then you can see that it cleans off super easy just with using a regular kitchen sponge. And then I just rinse these in hot water and set them out to dry. You can see how clean they are. I just let those air dry on the counter until they were completely dry, and then put them back in the range hood. So the next thing to do is just put my stove back together. Like I said, I always take the tops of the gas range apart and just wash those in the dishwasher. If I don't happen to be running the dishwasher, then I wash them in the sink with hot water and soap, same thing. But yeah, that completed my stove clean. I was super happy to get that done. So the next thing that I'm going to move on to is just cleaning out my refrigerator. I am going to be cleaning the exterior of my fridge, which you'll see here in a minute. But one thing that I wanted to do was really sort of take inventory of what I had in the refrigerator, because I was going to be going out of town for work this particular week, and when I do that, I like to just see what I have in my fridge, take out anything that may be outdated, and then anything that I can sort of salvage and freeze or prep for later use, I like to do. I always like to make sure that my family is set up to eat as healthy as possible while I'm gone during the week traveling for work. And so you'll see here in a second what I end up prepping with what I find in the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm just following the same procedure with the refrigerator that I did with the stove, just using those stainless steel wipes to wipe down the exterior of the refrigerator, all of the stainless steel parts, and then using that dry microfiber cloth to just buff that product in. I actually cleaned this about a week and a half ago, and today I was down in the kitchen and just commenting to Adam how clean the refrigerator stayed. So I think not only does this product help to clean the refrigerator, it actually helps to repel any like dirt or fingerprints or anything like that, which you guys know if you have kids and you have a stainless steel fridge is quite a challenge because they're always walking up and sort of touching it and getting things out of it. So I'm just going to continue wiping this down. Obviously the freezer is down close to the floor, so it's easiest just to sit down on the floor and get that part wiped up and buffed off with that cloth. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to work on is wiping down the exterior of the microwave. I had actually cleaned the interior of it a few weeks before, so I didn't need to do that, but we do have actually just a countertop microwave that's sort of built into our cabinet. So there's like a stainless steel trim kit that you can get to go with it, and that's what we have. But as you can see, there's a lot of stainless steel on there, and so these stainless steel wipes come in super handy. I just followed obviously the same process of wiping those down. So now before we finish with our cleaning, we're going to get started on some food prep. So I did buy these chicken strips at the grocery store because they were on sale for like $1.99 a pound. And whenever I can find meat on sale, I always stock up because we do have a deep freeze in our garage refrigerator. So I just split these chicken tenders out into 2-gallon Ziploc bags, and you want to make sure that you label them. I just keep a permanent marker in the drawer with my Ziploc bags. I find that's the best to make sure that I have one on hand. The next thing that I'm going to do is marinate some salmon that I had in the refrigerator. So I'm just doing a pre-packaged marinade, and you just mix that with water, vinegar, and oil. And we actually just had this the other day. I thawed it out and we made it for dinner, and it was really good. So I just took 2 salmon fillets, and I'm going to put them in my Ziploc bag, pour the marinade in, and then I can just stick those in the freezer until we're ready to use them. One of the things that I don't like to do is waste food. And so if I can find ways to sort of use things up or get things prepped, before I'm going out of town or before we're going on vacation, that's something I definitely want to do to make sure we're not throwing out or wasting much food. The next thing that I am doing is making a marinade, and you guys have seen me make this steak marinade on my channel before. It's really good. I'll link the original recipe down below, but I've been using this to marinate everything. I'm like obsessed with it. I've been marinating pork and steak and chicken and basically anything that I can get my hands on. So I'm just whisking all the marinade ingredients together in my bowl there. And then on this day, I was actually going to make some pork tenderloins for supper. And so I thought this would be good to marinate those in. And so you'll see in a little bit here that I just pour that over the pork in a baking dish, and I'm going to marinate that for about 4 hours before we eat dinner. I also had some crock pot pork that I had made in the refrigerator that was left over that I knew we wouldn't get eaten before it went bad. So I wanted to make sure that I froze that as well. So I'm just using one of those baggie holders to get that into a Ziploc bag, and I'll freeze that. So here is all the meat that I got prepped up today. I felt really good about this because I was able to freeze it all and make sure that we didn't waste any. So Great tip right there if you're going out of town or you have things in your refrigerator that are about to go bad. So really quick, before we get back to cleaning, I am going to make a stuffed poblano pepper recipe, and I sort of just was winging it here. I have a base recipe which I can link down below, but essentially I was just using things that I had left over in my refrigerator to get my produce used up. So you saw me chopping up a red onion there. I'm getting that into a skillet with some salt and a pound of ground turkey, and I'll just brown that up until it is totally cooked through. For the stuffed peppers, I actually like to roast these before I stuff them. So I would say probably put them in a 400-degree oven for about 12 minutes until they just get a little bit soft. This just helps them not be so crunchy when you're eating them later. So I just put those on a baking pan, drizzle with oil, and roast them up. I had one lone ear of corn left in the refrigerator, so I thought that would go great in the turkey filling. So I just cut those kernels off the cob. I'm also chopping up a little bit of cilantro, and then I will get that in the pan with the turkey once it's cooked up. So I did season the turkey with salt, pepper, cumin, garlic powder, and chili powder. You can just season it to taste. And then I also had a little bit of enchilada sauce left over, and so I stirred that in. If you didn't have that, you could use like taco sauce or salsa or whatever you have. And so this is the filling that is going to go in my peppers. You can see that my peppers are nice and roasted there. So the last step is basically to assemble this. So all you want to do is just use a freezer pan or a metal dish to put your peppers in, fill them up with the turkey mixture, and then I just sprinkled some Monterey Jack cheese on the top. You can pop this in the freezer, and then you have a dinner for later in the month. Super easy, super delicious, low carb, and a great way to use up extras in your fridge. Okay, so now that my food prep is done, I'm going to get started by wiping down my cabinets. Today I'm using a two-step process with the hardwood cleaner and then the cabinet clean and shine, which you'll see here in a little bit. But you could totally just use the cabinet clean and shine with a dry cloth if you just wanted a lighter clean. One of the things that I knew I wanted when we moved into this house was white cabinets, and I still love them, but I will tell you that they do show, dirt and grime and food a lot more than, traditional, I guess, dark cabinets would. So the main advice that I can give is just to get the highest quality cabinets that you can find, because if they have a really good finish on them, they'll be super easy to wipe down, and that's what we did. I think the brand we got was Medallion. So this two-step process of cleaning my cabinets worked really well with the hot water and the cloth. You can also use this solution to mop your floor. I didn't need to mop on this particular day, but you can definitely use it in your mop water or just squirt it directly on your floor to mop as well. So I'm just getting the trash can pull-out cabinet cleaned off here, which is always the grossest because my kids don't know how to properly throw things away and they get food all over, but got that done. So next, after that was dry, I'm just using the Clean and Shine cabinet cleaner. This is sort of like a dusting solution, but it smells so good. It smells like almond as well, and it really helps keep your cabinets clean. I would definitely recommend finishing with this step because it gives them like a nice glossy finish and helps repel any dirt or dust. So that side of the cabinets are done, and then I'm going to work on under the island. I decided not to do my upper cabinets on this particular day because I was running out of time, so I'll do those on a later date. But this portion of the cabinet underneath the island gets super dirty. You can see that obviously like the kids sit there and they kick their shoes up against the cabinets and they spill food and whatever. And so that's something that I have to clean pretty thoroughly, regularly, because obviously it gets dirty. So again, just wiping that down, drying it off, and then using that cabinet clean and shine to finish that project up. All right, so the next thing that I want to work on is my countertops, and I'm using the new Wyman Quartz Clean and Shine, which worked really, really well. Every so often, I just like to take everything out from my countertops and give them a good wipe down. So the first thing that I'm starting with is just a hot microfiber rag to get any like dirt and crumbs and debris. This is the part of the kitchen where we store our toaster, so obviously there's lots of crumbs over there. But once that is cleaned off and wiped down dry, then I'm just using that Clean and Shine to spray that on the quartz, and then you can just use a dry cloth to buff that up. So this works really, really well. In a second here, you'll kind of see how shiny the countertop gets. But this is something, if you have quartz or granite, you want to do every so often, because it just helps condition your countertops and keep them looking super clean and super new. So I also continued on around the kitchen, moving everything off of the countertops, wiping it clean, and then using that Quartz Clean and Shine to clean everything up. So the last thing that I want to do is just clean up my dishwasher front. So again, I'm using the stainless steel wipes. We have a Bosch dishwasher, and I really like it because it's like sleek on the front and doesn't have any buttons, but it is stainless steel, and so it does obviously attract all of those food spills and fingerprints and all that. But it was no match for the stainless steel wipes. Obviously wiped that up and buffed it with the cloth, and you can see how nice and shiny that got. So I was super happy to get this done, and here is the finished product. So I was so happy that my kitchen was clean. I know I posted a picture on Instagram. You guys probably saw it, how excited I was that all of my appliances were clean and my counters were wiped down and my lower cabinets were clean. It was just a great feeling to get this all done, along with the meal prep that I did as well. Thanks again to Wyman for sponsoring today's video. I do have a promotion code to share with you on Amazon, so be sure and check that out at the links below if you're interested in trying out any of these products. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.